It's your only hope. It has to be. If there's a way out of here, what better place to hide it than in a bottle of Mountain Dew? The crap that brought you here in the first place. Why else do you think Doomsvince has tried over and over again to get you to drink it? To make you think he's testing your resolve, when all you've ever had to do is take one swig and you're home free.
And conveniently, now both he and you are pushing me to drink it. No thanks.
Sure, it might be a trap. What if you're wrong? What if I'm just the rational part of your brain trying to help you reason this out?
Yes, the rational part of my brain sings the Michigan J. Frog song and goes into vivid detail about how great it is to disembowel people.
It is pretty great, but what are you gonna do when you get to the last day of spawn year and you find out you could have left any time you wanted to?
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 178 of spawn year.
I feel like I'm back in that kitchen, surrounded by open cans of that sweet-smelling poison that sent me here. I've been able to curb my cravings these many months by replacing them with my overwhelming desire to return home to my family. Doomsvince claimed it was the first thing I thought of when he offered me any of my own possessions for defeating him at the least epic of any struggles in recorded history. I never forgave myself or Doomsvince for that, and whenever I look at that 2-liter, I see the picture of Sarah and Jason I so desperately wished for in vain. And now, here I am, after all the guilt and temptation, seriously considering what Violator said. That Mountain Dew has been here since day 60. If Violator is right, Doomsvince is brilliant. It's the button on the tombstone all over again, with the stakes so much higher. Maybe Doomsvince even put that there to make me think he'd never try the same thing twice. Maybe, ultimately, it was a clue about the real way out of here, giving me the key to my freedom and future 2 months in, disguised as the very substance that put me in that infernal coma in the first place, guilting me to resist it in the aim of learning from my mistakes and becoming a better person in this hell. Constantly taunting me with the one way out of here, all the while driving me to insanity. His latest twisted game sending me a plastic companion that claims to be a deranged figment of my own imagination. Violator tells me to drink the Mountain Dew and tells me since he's in my head that it's my idea. I don't trust myself. I don't trust Doomsvince. I refuse to participate in Doomsvince's impossible test. And then by day 365, I'm nuttier than an almond joy, and I go back home talking to action figures, terrified of popsicles, used to writing in my own blood, an expert in a largely terrible comic book, and likely incapable of tying my own shoes, remembering where I live, or boiling water. It would be Doomsvince's master stroke. It's becoming clearer and clearer that my original instinct after Doomsvince humiliated me in that game room to bide my time may be a fatal mistake. Even if Doomsvince holds up his end of the deal, I could be left the intellectual equivalent of a box elder bug when I'm through. I want to believe I'm stronger than that I've made it this far, but what paralyzes me is knowing that it was Violator's advice to bide my time a month ago. And I can't deny I've had the same thought about the Mountain Dew for a week now. He's saying exactly what I'm thinking, his thought process evolving along with mine. And I still haven't seen Doomsvince for weeks now. Maybe he's not behind Violator's constant prattling. Maybe he's not here torturing me anymore because I'm doing his work for him. I still can't be sure. For now, for today, I press on. I feared more than ever before that I was really losing it on page 13 of this comic when Sam has his first date with the bartender, Tracy. I was positive she was kidnapped by Sam's stalker at the end of the previous comic. Wasn't the woman standing in the middle of his collection wearing precisely the same outfit she had on at the beginning of that issue? What am I missing? I'm so confused. This issue ends on the exact cliffhanger I thought the last one ended on. So absolutely nothing new has been accomplished here, at least from my perspective, with the exception of the development that rookie entitled Senator's son Maguire is the prime suspect as the mole in the police department and possibly the Twisted Stalker himself, though I'm sure he's not. That'd be too easy. Some other random cop who isn't Sam or Twitch effortlessly tracks the purchase of a ski mask of the same design as our bad guys to Maguire, who purchased the same mask at a local sporting goods store, though he denies it. It seems he was in on the whole scheme before being assigned to the case, and that's how the stalker knows so much about Sam before Maguire is even on the case. I shouldn't be surprised that the only clue to this mystery that's been uncovered in 3 issues wasn't discovered by our heroes. This is McFarlane, who had them on a child-killing conspiracy case for 25 issues before they finally crack it by being handed the keys to a file cabinet by a cop we've never seen before. This time, it's Sam who's out of character, freaking out in the most melodramatic and uncalled-for way possible when he hears that Maguire might be in on it. He's held his composure this whole time while he's been the target of a psychopath, and he's had to be the anchor while Twitch has been out of control. Sure, Sam's angry, but he's practically frothing at the mouth like a rabid dog and trying to choke this guy in front of a bunch of other cops. Meanwhile, Twitch apologizes to Sam for, as he puts it, being a prick after he gets a call from one of his sons saying his ex-wife is finally going to let him come over for dinner. Twitch was already mellowing out last issue for no reason, which lessens the impact of this, but I do suppose I like that Twitch doesn't know how much of a jerk he really was because it was a phone call from Sam that persuaded his ex to make this gesture. Still, the whole situation remains forced as it stems from Twitch acting contrary to that profound turning point in his development. It's hard to move a protagonist forward when his decisions are motivated by a writer artificially picking him up and moving him backward. McFarlane clearly missed the entire point of the previous story arc. When Sam asks Twitch how he's doing without KC in the apartment, I get the impression McFarlane missed the part about how they never had the opportunity to be intimate. I thought they had just moved in together and she had barely lived there. But there is a fair chance I'm a hotel shy of a Monopoly set in the head, so I could be totally off base. These characters all talk more than Bendis is, and what they say is rarely interesting. Most of the cop talk is procedural and unnecessary, and Sam and Tracy's date talk is cliche and a lot less charming than it wants to be. There's an overwhelming number of grammatical and punctuation errors this time, like the script was rushed for time and never proofread, much less revised. There are so many commas and periods missing, sometimes people talk like they're in an episode of Speed Racer. And is Twitch bracing himself on Sam's head like he's jumping over a hurdle on the cover? What? Wow, what a terrific friend. Signed, Captain Logan.